My beloved child, pause and feel. Do not rush past this sentence. Let it land like a warm hand on your back. Breathe with me. Though your eyes have not yet mapped it, the atmosphere has changed around you. The air itself has taken on a weight of promise. The currents that resisted you have turned. This night is different. This night is marked. Tonight, a door is moving by my authority, and I am asking you to notice before you act. Lean in. Place the ear of your spirit against the wood and listen to what quiet sounds like when it is full of motion. You are not touching the handle, yet the hinge has begun to answer a command that did not originate from human will. Feel the faint give, the subtle surrender of resistance, the whisper of release where there was once a hard edge. This is not imagination. This is not wish. The shift is no longer future tense. It has started right now, and I want you to witness the first inches without panic, without questions, without the old reflex to perform. Tonight is not an ordinary line on a calendar. It is a consecrated intersection where heaven's decree begins to echo into your room, into your ribcage, into your timeline. The halls of the unseen have already resounded with the decision regarding your next. And that verdict is now touching the material of your life. Not random, but reserved. Not a coincidence, but a convergence. I have timed this down to the quietest click of the mechanism, and I have invited you to enter the stillness where fear loses its grip and control loses its argument. So, hear me. Do not force what I am already moving. Keep your hands off the handle. Do not interrogate the hinge. Choose intimacy over intensity. Let your posture be reception, not reaction. Open your palms in the dark and allow my peace to do what your pressure could never accomplish. I did not ask you to manage the miracle or negotiate the angle of the swing. I ask you to stay close to me as I do what only I can do. Understand the mercy in this quiet. I move the door silently first to shield you from unnecessary alarms, to advance you without summoning adversaries that feed on drama. The first motion is hidden on purpose. The full opening is staged, paced, precise. What feels like a pause is part of the choreography. What you call delay is actually design. I am aligning thresholds and atmospheres so that when the way is visible, it is also safe. My child, stand with me at this threshold and let calm bravery settle on you. Feel how peace gathers at the hinge like oil, how your heartbeat finds mine. You don't need to earn this movement or defend it. You only need to remain. Keep breathing, keep listening, keep yielding, and know this with a settled knowing. I, your Jesus, am at the door, and tonight it is moving. My beloved child, I saw the nights you questioned me. I saw you stare at the ceiling while the clock argued with your hope. I saw the way your breathing turned shallow when memories replayed the moments you felt bypassed. I saw the silent scrolling to drown the ache and the sudden stillness when the feed reminded you of what hadn't yet arrived. I saw the long walks where you rehearsed brave answers no one would ever hear. I saw the jaw you clenched at the sound of congratulations for others while your own heart whispered, "Did you forget me?" I saw the early mornings when you woke before your alarm because the weight would not let you sleep. I saw the tears that didn't fall in front of anyone. I saw the ones that never reached your cheeks but burned in your chest. I saw the private bargains, the quiet apologies to me for feeling disappointed, the moments you tried to make peace with a smaller life than I promised. I saw you, my child. I saw you, and I counted every tear as evidence. Hear me tonight. My silence was never absence. It was proximity without noise, love without spectacle, presence without performance. While you were asking where I went, I was closer than your pulse, steadying your heart between beats. While you were trying to decode the quiet, I was inscribing your name on the next page, authoring transitions you could not yet endure to watch. While you were waiting for dramatic signs, I wrapped you in the kind of nearness that doesn't shout, it steadies, sustains, and stays. I was not ignoring you, I was guarding you. I was not indifferent, I was investing. Do not mistake the ache you felt for abandonment. What you called being forgotten was actually being covered. What you called stalled was being shielded. What you called closed was a hinge being reinforced to carry a future weight. I hid you not because you were unworthy, but because the spotlight available then was too thin to hold the assignment I wrote for you. I veiled you from predators who feed on premature visibility, from invitations that masqueraded as destiny but would have taxed your soul beyond repair. I kept you in the quiet because I loved you too much to let the noise define you. Your waiting did not waste you, it widened you. It stretched the borders of your expectancy and strengthened the tendons of your trust. The delay did not diminish you, it prepared the vessel. Roots went deeper where eyes could not see. Motives were sifted where applause could not meddle. Discernment sharpened where flattery could not fog your judgment. You learned to hear my whisper over the wind, to open your hands instead of gripping the handle, to receive without performing. The wilderness did not disqualify you, it certified you. Because you endured without applause, you are being trusted with a door that carries weight and legacy. This is not a trophy to display, it is a trust to steward. I am placing in your care access that will bless beyond your name, beyond your timeline, beyond your immediate circle. You will carry calm into rooms that love noise, clarity into spaces addicted to urgency, mercy into systems that forgot how to be human. You will not be driven by pressure because you were trained by peace. You will not chase validation because you were validated in the secret place where I called you mine. So let this settle over you like warm oil, my child. Your tears are on record in my courts. They testify not that you were rejected, but that you were prepared. I have rendered my verdict over your season of silence, preserved, not passed over, built, not buried. Rest in this reassurance. I, your Jesus, saw it all and stayed through it all. And tonight, with the same careful love that kept you, I am moving the door that will reveal why I kept you so close. My child, do not mistake the delay for denial. What you call delay was actually design. The hinge was being reinforced. I would not usher you beneath a weight your frame could not carry, nor let a promise swing on a mechanism too thin for legacy. Not abandonment, but architecture. Not silence, but strategy. Not closed forever, but closed for safety while I strengthened what would hold what's coming. Hear me. A door is more than a slab that turns. It is hinge and frame and threshold. It is alignment, load, and landing. If the hinge fails, even beauty can break you. So I set my hand to the unseen places, resetting pins that had bent under old disappointments, oiling movement where grief had stiffened, squaring the frame that had warped under others' opinions, anchoring the jam to load-bearing truth, so accusation would not rattle you, sealing the threshold so drafts of fear could not snake under and chill your courage. I would not let you enter a future that squealed with strain at your every step. I love you too much to let glory injure you. While you were counting days, I was counting forces. While you were pacing, I was placing. While you were asking how long, I was answering in the language of structure, layers, alignments, reinforcements, and quiet calibrations that would make this opening both holy and habitable. I was never late, I was precise. I was never distant, I was diligent. I was never stalling, I was securing. Why tonight? Because the environment had to be purified, and now it is. The wrong voices had to be moved out of your hallway, and they have been. Those who would have shouted caution from fear, or flattered you into pride, or bargained for access they did not earn. The right pieces had to be positioned, provisions set where you will need them, companions aligned who carry peace, not pressure, timings woven so that supply meets step. Some doors are not safe to swing until the corridor is cleared. I, your Jesus, commanded the clutter to lift and the counterfeit keys to be confiscated. Now the air is clean. Now the path is quiet. Beware the trap I am exposing. Rushing to pry what I am releasing would have announced you to adversaries I intended to bypass, invited interruption you were never meant to wrestle, and flung space for counterfeit entry where discernment was still tender. Premature openings create unnecessary warfare. They ignite alarms that feed on spectacle. But I have chosen a quiet advance that starves opposition of attention. When I move the door, it announces me, not your effort, peace, not pressure, mercy, not manipulation. So rest in the wisdom of what looked like waiting. It was reinforcement for your safety and for the safety of those you will steward on the other side. The hinge now holds. The frame now agrees. The threshold now welcomes without wobble. Keep your hands off the handle and your heart close to mine. The design has matured into its moment, and tonight, the architecture of your next is carrying the swing of my yes. My child, lean your ear again to the wood and hear how mercy sounds. The door moves quietly first, not because my power is timid, but because my love is precise. I am releasing you without alarm. I am advancing you without announcing you to enemies who were waiting for noise. I am drawing you forward in the cadence of dawn, gentle but unstoppable, quiet but undeniable, light growing without siren or spectacle. Do not despise the subtle. The first sign is not a trumpet. It is a weight redistribution on the hinge, a soft exhale at the latch, a thread of fresh air that brushes your face and makes your chest widen before your mind understands why. The small give you feel is not small. Those millimeters are the language of heaven speaking safety over your life. What looks like the door moving a breath is actually the corridor behind it being rearranged. Walls shifting, traffic rerouted, distractions escorted off the path, hidden snares disabled, supply aligning to meet you at step 1, step 2, step 3. I am changing more than you can see, to spare you battles you do not need to fight. So I will teach you discernment over drama. Watch for the confirmations that live within you before they appear around you. Peace will arrive that does not match the headlines of your life. Calm will spread through your shoulders without the email changing. Hope will rise in you like a quiet tide with no obvious reason, and you will find yourself breathing deeper. You will sleep when you thought rest had left you. The heaviness that clung like a damp coat will slip to the floor. The ache will loosen its grip and become expectancy. Laughter will feel near. Your first reaction will not be to plan, it will be to exhale. These are my fingerprints, the fragrance of my nearness preceding visibility. Hear me. I am shielding you from unnecessary resistance. I am closing the mouths that would have sown suspicion. I am bypassing the gates that look impressive but lead to delay. I am refusing the parade because parades cost purity. Quiet is kindness. Silence is strategy. Mercy is the method. If I spared you the noise, will you spare me the demand for it? Receive the movement before you receive the manifestation. Say yes to the click before the swing. Bless the inch before the yard. Do not pull back the curtains and announce yourself to your old fears to prove that something is happening. Do not interrogate the hinge for evidence. Agree with me in whispers. Let your faith stand in the soft place and call it holy. When you honor subtle beginnings, you align with the pace of my protection. And I, your Jesus, promise you this. Nothing about this quiet is weak. It is the strength of a king who chooses timing over theater, peace over pressure, completion over clamor. Let the mystery turn into clarity the way morning becomes day, not rushed, not forced, simply inevitable. Keep your hands off the handle and your heart pressed to mine. The door is moving, beloved. You are being released without alarm. My beloved child, hear me clearly. Keep your hands off the handle. Do not force outcomes. Do not over-explain to win approval. Do not perform to keep anyone's attention. This door responds to alignment, not anxiety, to trust, not torque, to nearness, not negotiation. I am not asking you to make a scene. I am asking you to make room in your chest for me. Let control unclench its fist. Let pride release its script. Let fear stop rehearsing worst-case plays. Your next step is not to pull harder, it is to draw closer. There will be no striving in this season, only receiving. This is the economy of my kingdom. Inheritance, not hustle. Presence, not performance. Grace, not grinding. I don't gift according to pressure. I deliver according to preparation. Your heart's posture, your clean motives, your willingness to be led. While you were trying to figure out strategies, I was forming you for simplicity. While you were calculating angles, I was calibrating intimacy. While you were measuring timelines, I was measuring trust. So lay down the tools of tension and pick up the practices of nearness. Breathe with me, slow, unforced, like waves guided by the moon. Pray simply, no speeches, just sentences soaked in truth. I trust you, I am here. Worship softly, let love rise without audience or volume. Forgive quickly, do not let old splinters fester in this tender palm that will receive new keys. Release your timelines back into my hands and let them lose their power to bully you. Surrender the need to know every turn. You are not late, you are led. Rid the room of your soul. Where there is pressure, step back. Where there is peace, step in. Keep your gaze on me, not the gap. Beware counterfeit urgency. Pressure is not prophecy. Panic is not guidance. Compulsion is not calling. If a voice says, hurry or you'll miss it, that is not me. I hold the clock and the corridor. If a thought demands a performance to secure your portion, that is not me. What I open, I sustain. Test the hinge with peace. If peace sits on it like oil, proceed. If anxiety screeches at it like rust, wait with me. You do not earn holy openings by frantic energy. You receive them by faithful abiding. I'm not asking you to understand the path. I'm asking you to stay near me while it opens. Walk with me at the pace of breath. When your mind tries to sprint beyond the next step, call your heart back to my nearness. Whisper your yes again and again in the small space between your ribs and my presence. Draw close until my cadence becomes your instinct, until quiet becomes your courage, until mercy becomes your momentum. So keep your hands off the handle and your heart on mine. Choose intimacy over control and communion over calculation. In this marked night, let your agreement be gentle and firm. I will not strive, I will receive. And I, your Jesus, will do the lifting you cannot do, the timing you cannot time, the opening you cannot orchestrate. This door yields to love, not leverage. Stay near me, beloved, and watch it answer my touch. My beloved child, stay close and listen. Tonight, your words are keys. The lock is already turning under my command, and what you say will either cooperate with the opening or lean back against it. Your mouth can echo my yes, or it can rehearse an old no. Your tongue can oil the hinge with trust, or it can sprinkle grit with fear. I am not asking for loud declarations to prove faith. I am asking for aligned speech that agrees with what I am doing. Speak like someone standing at a moving door. Guard your mouth tonight. No more self-cursing, no more rehearsing defeat as if disappointment were your destiny. No more announcing fear to see if it will leave. The corridor hears you. The threshold responds. Words frame atmosphere, and atmosphere greets arrival. When you speak accusation against yourself, against others, even against me, you invite distraction to crowd the hallway, and you slow your own feet with the weight of what you said. Complaint attracts clutter. Cynicism fogs the glass. But worship clears the air, and trust keeps the path swept. Gratitude is a lantern that steadies your step in this gentle light. So let your speaking be simple and sure. I bless what you are opening. I agree with your timing. I welcome your way. Say it like breath, not like a performance. Let your voice be a quiet key turning. Model it with me now, my child. I will not rush. I will not doubt. I will not grasp. I will receive. Again with the weight of peace. I will not rush. I will not doubt. I will not grasp. I will receive. Feel how the mechanism answers when the heart and mouth agree. Understand the mechanics of this hour. Faith unlocks. Doubt relocks. Agreement aligns. Anxiety agitates. Accusation signals the wrong doors to open. Honor seals them shut. When you choose complaint, you invite needless negotiations with shadows that I already dismissed. When you choose gratitude, angels move unhindered with their assignments, carrying supply without pause. Your words are not magic, they are permission. Permission for peace to govern you. Permission for clarity to steady you. Permission for heaven's order to complete what I began. Therefore speak little and bless much. If a sentence would reopen an old wound, let it die on your tongue. If a story keeps you married to a past ending, release it from repetition. If a question is really fear in a borrowed suit, set it down and say yes instead. Keep phrases in your mouth that match the motion in the hinge. Yes, Lord, as you will. I trust you. Thank you. Tonight, speak like someone who believes the door is already moving, even if it hasn't swung wide yet. I, your Jesus, set a guard over your lips in love, not to muzzle you, but to free you from the snares of careless speech. Let your mouth become a faithful steward of the unseen. Let your sentences carry oil, not sand. Bless the threshold with your breath and keep the corridor clear with your gratitude. What you unlock with faith, do not relock with doubt. Agree with me, my child, and watch the door continue to yield. My beloved child, listen carefully. As one door moves, others must be sealed. This is order, not overkill. This is protection, not punishment. I am not closing to deprive you. I am sealing to preserve you, to keep the currents of old drafts from chilling what I am placing in your hands. Some doors must be shut before the new one can swing to its full measure. If they remain ajar, they will tug at you with the undertow of yesterday, and I love you too much to let your future wrestle with old invitations that have already had their answer. Name these doors with me now, not to shame you, but to free you. Old identities that taught you to stay small when I called you to stand. Toxic access that drained you. Voices that only visit when they need a favor. Patterns that perform intimacy but harvest your peace. Secret compromises that you disguised as coping. Hidden cliques, quiet agreements, small permissions that sand your conscience dull. Delayed obedience that wears the costume of processing but has become disobedience with nicer language. Nostalgic attachment that edits the past into a highlight reel and calls bondage the good old days. Approval addiction that makes you rehearse other people's happiness before you can take a single step. These are not companions for the threshold you are crossing. They are weights that demand their rent in anxiety. They are opened doors that invite drafts into what I am sanctifying. Hear me, I am not taking to harm you. I am removing what would have harmed what I'm giving you. I am not shrinking your world. I am sealing the leaks so your new capacity can fill. I am not punishing you for who you were. I am protecting who you are becoming. When I shut, I shelter. When I seal, I secure. When I close, I cleanse the air so your breath returns unlabored. What do you do next? We will make clean closures together. Repent where needed, without drama, without self-hatred. Simply return your yes to me and let my mercy wash the residue. Forgive where bitterness has nested. Speak the release and let the hook leave your own soul. Delete the numbers that reopen negotiation with what I already rescued you from. End the conversations that keep redrafting covenants I never wrote. Archive the messages that flirt with compromise. Unfollow what stirs comparison like a hornet's nest in your chest. Return the key to any room where you had to abandon your peace to be welcomed. Stop visiting places, digital or physical, where your discernment goes dim. If you can't carry it through the new door with clean hands and a quiet mind, lay it down tonight. Do not bargain with nostalgia. Do not offer one last tour to the galleries of what once was. No backward glances, my child. You are not desert salt, you are living water. Say out loud with me, I close what you have finished. I bless what you are sealing. I choose the path you have purified. Let your words click the latch behind you. You cannot carry new access with an old appetite. So tonight I am resetting your palate, restoring purity for stewardship, exchanging cravings that kept you cyclic for hunger that keeps you clean. I am upgrading your yes into a boundary that carries peace, into a holiness that doesn't strain, into a freedom that doesn't need an audience. This is not about being hard. It is about being whole. And I, your Jesus, am standing at every old doorway with you, placing my seal where you agree, so that what I open ahead of you is guarded from what I have already ended. Walk with me. Close with me. Do not look back. The future I am protecting for you is worth every sealed hinge. My beloved child, as you stand with me at the threshold, know this. The corridor is not empty. It is occupied by order. In the courts of my presence, assignments have been issued, briefs have been delivered, and your name has been written in indelible ink upon holy documents. Messengers from my throne have been dispatched with precision, routes mapped, intersections timed, interference anticipated and removed. The way ahead is not a guess. It is a governed path, not chaos but command, not maybe but mandate. This is a targeted release moving toward you with certainty. Look with the eyes of your spirit and see what I have arranged. Angels are stationed at your left and your right, not as scenery but as sentries. They surround your rest tonight, guarding your sleep from the old cycle that used to jolt you awake at the hour of regret. They stand at the places where sabotage once slipped through cracks, those minute holes in habit and thought, and they seal them with authority. Where patterns tried to repeat, they are interrupted. Where delay tried to reassert itself as destiny, timing is now enforced by heaven's clock. Because the door is holy, it is handled with holy order, so you can receive without fear. I have not asked you to sprint into an unguarded place. I have marked the path and cleared the corridor. Keys have been distributed to appointed hands. Access keys that fit only what carries my signature for you. Scrolls have been carried that contain instructions you will unfold at the pace of peace, not pressure. Escorts have been assigned for your transition, angelic companions that will keep your steps steady where terrain shifts beneath your feet. Seals have been pressed into wax over what is finished, preserving you from raids of nostalgia and intrusion of counterfeit offers. Hear my decree. They are not coming to consider, they are coming to complete. The messengers carrying your supply are not surveying if you are worthy. They are delivering what I already named as yours. They move with the authority of my yes and the weight of my timeline. They do not negotiate with obstacles. They execute orders that remove them. They do not falter when inquiry rises. They answer inquiry with evidence, doors opening, provision aligning, favor finding you without strain. Notice how this changes your posture. You do not need to perform as a lookout when I have placed watchmen at your edges. You do not need to police what I have posted guardians over. Your job is not to manage their movements. Your call is to agree and to keep your peace. If you feel an old restlessness trying to reclaim your chest, remember, an escort walks beside you. If you sense an old accusation trying to draft its case, remember, a seal has been set. If you wonder whether the delivery will arrive intact, remember, the carrier's answer to me. And I, your Jesus, have ordered this with love and with law. Heaven favored you, and heaven is now fulfilling its own decree. So stand here without fear. Receive the keys at the time I place them in your palm. Unroll the scrolls as I nudge you. Walk with your escorts through the turn you could not have predicted. Sleep under the seal you agreed to set. The threshold is protected. The delivery is assigned. Everything is already in motion. My beloved child, hear me now with the same certainty that steadied you through the quiet. This door is not a trophy, it is a trust. I am not decorating your life with a shiny moment. I am entrusting you with access that will bless beyond your name. This is not a stage, it is an altar. Not spotlight, but stewardship. Not applause, but assignment. The opening you feel tonight carries generations in its breeze. I chose you for this trust because I watched you when no one else watched. The wilderness didn't disqualify you, it certified you. You remained when many ran. You stayed tender when cynicism felt safe. You chose truth under pressure when lies would have paid faster. You guarded purity in shadows where compromise could have hidden. You closed your mouth when slander could have defended you. You returned to me when weariness tried to rewrite your convictions. You honored small obediences, quiet apologies, private integrity, unseen generosity, and those choices formed a vessel I can fill without fear of spillage. You were faithful with little. I now place in your hands increase that must be handled wholly. Do not shrink from the scope. Let it sober you. The door may take the shape of reconciliation, a conversation that heals a fracture and becomes a pathway for families to breathe again. It may appear as provision, supply that breaks cycles not to fund pride but to seed futures. It may manifest as placement, seats at tables where your peace, not your performance, will govern culture. It may be calling clarity, the line that steadies your steps and trains others to hear me. It may be a creative assignment, songs, stories, designs that carry my fragrance into weary rooms. It may be healing in your body or your mind, health that becomes shelter for the hurting. It may be partnership, covenant companionship that multiplies obedience rather than amplifies noise. Whatever its form, each expression is stewardship. To tend, to guard, to give, to guide, to keep clean what I make pure. Understand the upgrade. I'm not just opening a door for you to enter, I'm opening a door through you for others to breathe. The wind that greets your face will flow behind you to those still waiting in hallways you once knew. The patterns I break in you will snap chains in those who watch your quiet faith. The resources I place with you will water ground you may never walk. Children not yet born will inherit room to stand because you refuse to bow to pressure tonight. This is legacy, beloved, my life spilling through your life, not your name expanding, but my name becoming known as safety and mercy, where it was once only theory. So carry this like a trust. Keep gratitude as oil on the hinge and humility as weight in your steps. Stay accountable. Invite wise eyes, not loud ones. Guard your altar. Let intimacy remain your first work. Turn the door into a table. Welcome, feed, equip. Resist the urge to brand what I've asked you to bless. Measure fruit, not metrics. Choose generosity over comparison, integrity over image, presence over production. And as you receive, Know why I trust you. You did not force, you stayed close. You did not bargain, you believed. You did not chase attention, you chased me. Therefore I, your Jesus, place this stewardship in your care with joy. Walk as a son, as a daughter, not as an orphan defending a prize. I will sustain what I release. You will simply steward what I sustain. Tonight your name is written beside the word entrusted, and the generations will feel the goodness of this yes. My beloved child, lean close and let me mark your discernment. When it is my door, peace sits on the hinge like warm oil. Not the fragile calm of denial, but peace with authority, the kind that quiets noise without negotiating with it, the kind that rests your shoulders even as the future expands. There is no compulsion in it, no performance clause hidden in small print, no panic dressed up as productivity. The invitation carries weight without weightiness, gravity without grind, holy seriousness without fear. You will not receive a map. You will receive a step, and then another, and then another. I will light your feet, not flood the horizon. This is intimacy by design. I do not keep you in the dark to confuse you. I keep you close to cultivate your ear. My guidance moves at the pace of breath. Inhale, exhale, step. When it is me, the next right move becomes simple, even if the overall route remains mysterious. I will not ask you to solve a maze. I will ask you to follow my hand. Now hear how counterfeits speak so you can refuse them at the threshold. A counterfeit door flatters but does not bear fruit, words heavy with praise yet empty of holiness. It shouts urgency but cannot host peace. Hurry or you'll miss it while your spirit shrinks. It offers opportunity that requires compromise, small bends of truth, paper-thin integrity, a wink at what once made you weep. It markets success that demands hiding. Adjust your story, conceal your process, distance from your altar to maintain an image. These are not my ways. If you must betray who you became in the quiet to enter, it is not mine. If you must mute your conscience to keep it open, it is not mine. If anxiety becomes your supervisor, it is not mine. I give you markers in your own body and soul. Restful confidence begins to settle like a gentle weight in your chest. Self-control strengthens. Discipline feels doable, not depleting. Prayer becomes a desire, not a duty. You find yourself turning toward me as if magnetized. Compassion returns to your edges. You bless where you once bit. Patience grows not from gritting your teeth, but from trust soaking your bones. You do not need to raise your volume to feel powerful. You do not need to rush to feel relevant. The room within you becomes spacious. Test it simply. Does peace stay when you stop trying to be impressive? Does clarity hold for the next move even when applause fades? Can you put the handle down without fear that everything will collapse? If it is my door, you won't have to perform to keep it open. Peace and purity will guard your entry. The hinge will answer to oil, not to force. The timing will answer to trust, not to tactics. The path will honor clean hands and a steady gaze. So walk with me in the light I give now and expect more as you move. I will illuminate stone after stone beneath your feet. You will not be asked to leap a chasm blind. Where counsel is needed, I will place wise eyes, not loud ones. Where confirmation is appropriate, it will arrive without you scripting it. You don't have to force what is appointed. What is mine will recognize you. It will meet the signature I formed in you in the hidden years. It will welcome your truth, respect your boundaries, and keep company with your worship. And I, your Jesus, seal this in you, discern by peace step by step, without pressure to perform. Hold your integrity like a key kept clean. Where the hinge bears my oil, proceed. Where urgency whips and flattery swells, pause. I am not teasing you, I am training you. Follow me, beloved, and you will find that every true opening has my fragrance, my order, and my rest. My beloved child, feel the shift from hush to holy swing. The weight you sensed on the hinge is gathering into motion. Tonight begins the swing. Soon the threshold will not only be felt, it will be seen. You will watch the light widen, the corridor open, the air move with certainty. Prepare now, not with frenzy, but with readiness. Loosen your shoulders, steady your breath. Set your heart to answer promptly when I say, now. Not rash, but responsive. Not frantic, but free. When the latch releases, receive first, then move. Do not apologize for what I place in your hands as if it were too much for you. Do not shrink to make others comfortable with my generosity. Do not draft speeches to defend my favor. Do not over-explain to secure permission I did not require. Obey without negotiating, step without surveying every opinion, move without seeking unanimous approval. You do not need a quorum to honor a king. Your yes does not need a chorus to be holy. Let your feet answer before your fear finds new language. I know the tug that comes with newness. You have called unfamiliar unsafe before, because past wounds taught you to equate change with pain. Hear me. When I author a path, new ground is covered ground. I have walked it ahead of you. I have mapped its turns, cleared its ambushes, and oiled its stones so your step is sure. If it surprises you, it does not surprise me. If it asks more of you, I have already expanded you. If it stretches your faith, I have already fortified your frame. Put your hand in mine, the unknown is known to me. And see how I host your arrival. I prepare a table in the presence of what opposed you, not to humiliate, but to heal, not to parade, but to prove that I am your portion. Eat, beloved, be nourished, be steadied. Vindication without vengeance is my way. Let me defend while you dine. Let me answer accusation by serving you peace. Do not point at enemies, point your heart to gratitude. The table is a sign. Provision will meet you in the very place pressure tried to starve you. So when it swings wide, walk through without apology. Lift your head. Gather what I hand you, keys, instructions, relationships, placements, and do not delay under the weight of false humility. Promptness here is trust in action. If you feel the reflex to stall, call your courage by name and step anyway. Angels will usher you. Resources will recognize you. Favor will find you where only toil once did. You are not trespassing, you are entering inheritance. And let your first act be gratitude. Thankfulness is the oil that keeps this hinge from squealing under attention. Celebrate as a witness to your own soul. Sing softly, smile openly, testify in peace. Mark the moment with worship, not performance, with generosity, not display. Let joy break the leftover fear and teach your body a new normal, receiving without guilt, moving without panic. Hear my seal over you. What I release, I also sustain. You will not have to prop open what I have opened. You will not be asked to audition for what I have assigned. Walk in peace. Walk in purity. Walk now. And I, your Jesus, go before you and behind you, keeping the path, keeping the pace, keeping you. Do not shrink. Step through, receive, then move. My beloved child, lean into my nearness now. Let your shoulders drop, let your breath slow, and feel how I hold this moment. It is not fragile, it is covered. The door is moving and you are not required to keep it moving. My hand keeps pressure on the hinge. My peace sits on the threshold. Your part tonight is rest. Your part tonight is trust. Your part tonight is to let me be God over what I already authored. So hear your simple notes of obedience gathered into one lullaby for your soul. Pause and feel the holy air. Stay close and keep your ear on my chest. Keep your hands off the handle. Intimacy, not intensity. Guard your words. Agreement, not fear. Close the old doors, clean closures, no backward glances, refuse pressure. Peace will lead each next step. This is your rhythm, this is your rest. You are not behind. You are right on time with me. I set a watch around your night. Angels keep the hallways clear while you sleep. The seal we placed on old thresholds will not loosen in the dark. Where sabotage used to slip in, sentries now stand. Where dread rehearsed its lines at midnight, silence now serves you with mercy. While you close your eyes, I adjust timetables, align intersections, and carry what would have been too heavy for your waking hours. While you sleep, I finish what you tried to understand. While you sleep, I steady what you feared would tip. While you sleep, the door does not stop moving. Let us end this day with open hands. Lift them, if you can, palms upward like a quiet yes. Pray with me and rest. I release control back to you. I welcome the completion you began. I choose your peace over pressure. I ask for courage to step the moment you say now. I bless what you are sealing. I agree with what you are opening. I receive your timing, your order, your oil on the hinge. Amen on my lips before I see. Amen in my bones while I sleep. I speak gavel strikes over you. This night is different. This door is real. This shift has started. No audition, no scramble, no fear. Only the steadying presence that has always been your home. In the morning, you will find clarity for the next small step, and the pressure to perform will have no jurisdiction over your heart. Peace will greet you at the door, and purity will keep you company as you cross it. Rest now under my possession of this promise. This was preserved for you. This was timed for you. This was written with you in mind before your first yes and after your hardest no. Sleep in expectation, beloved. Heaven is completing the opening, and I, your Jesus, surround your night and secure your dawn. When it swings wider, you will know. When I whisper, you will rise. Until then, be at ease in me. Step in when I say, and walk with no apology. Step in, beloved. Amen.